This could be a fun day. This could be a very fun day. Wow. That killed my mood, man. I was having a good show. So, let's try this again. So, hi, I'm Ren, coming from the university. Hey, Sophie. Hey, Coach Shane. I apologize. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was only me, everybody's system, but my live network was down for about 5 minutes just now. That was me? I think it was me. I apologize.
Yes, sir.
I don't
I know
know.
you mentioned you were having
My
some
system just shut
technical
down just now.
difficulties over there. You good?
Wow. It's you too? It on your side too, or it's only me?
I'm good.
All right, now I can hear you clearly. You can hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. I can't even insult it live. I buy their best pocket, so I don't even know what it is. You heard it, boy. You smart. You heard the insult in the comment. I'm gonna give it a second. I'm just testing to make sure the connection is good.
Okay.
Nah, because I switched to the Wi-Fi. I'm not a fan of using Wi-Fi at all. All right, giving us now you blurry. I don't like the fact that you blurry right now, to be honest. Because it was very clean a second ago. All right, ladies and gentlemen, just giving it about a minute more. I just want to see our connection. We were disconnected. I don't want that to happen again. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. All right, so I can hear you. You can say something for me, Coach Chan.
Testing 1, 2, 3, buddy.
All
I'm
right,
here.
I can hear you. I can hear you. I can see you. So let's start again. I apologize. We had technical difficulties beyond any of our controls. Digital Jesus don't play though. He saves. Um, so you were asking me which SOC team I was on. I was with Daniel Cash, Eddie and Farquharson inside grade 11. We got Ken Wood. Um, who else is major? James Rahman was on the team. We had yeah. I think there was some major players right there, but we had other good players in my year. Javon Sanders was in the year as well. Javon Sanders was there. Omar was in center field at that time. You can
So
remember that team?
where you was gonna play on the team? Just trying to figure that out.
Oh, I always made it to left, so I made it to
Huh?
left. I made
Okay.
it to
All
left
right. All
field,
right.
left field, left field,
Like they say,
left field or bench, but left field most of the time. I mean,
we're left, right out.
yeah, left, right, or bench. If Daniel is Daniel Daniel injury kick in, don't laugh. It's true though. I was proud of it. If Daniel injury kicked in with his shoulder, then
Right.
they would put Daniel outfield, and I would hit the bench. But that's Daniel Cash. You gotta respect the man.
Yeah.
And that's my excuse, and I stick into it
Hey,
anyway. But
hey, we all had a role to play,
yeah, but
and you did
it's
yours well.
thank you, thank you. I made sure everybody had water and a comfortable seat that was warm when they came off the field. But ladies and gentlemen, other than memory lane, let's get straight to the show. We have a good connection now. I can see you clearly. You can see me. So today, actually tilt it a little down some more, just a little bit more down, if you could. Yeah, get the whole face, get the goatee, the
All
goat.
right. All right. You're gonna
No,
get everything.
I every time you talk, all I see is the goat emoji come in. So I know who
Bing.
you
There you go.
is. Yes, sir. That's good. So the first question I have to ask, with a role like yours, where you've been coaching high schools and now you're doing it for the University of the Bahamas, when did your passion for sports and the likes begin? And is softball and baseball your number one love, or were there others?
Um, well, sports started for me in primary school, actually,
Okay.
at the great Oaksfield Primary.
All
Now,
right.
now Eva Hilton Primary, who's my godmother, by the way.
She's a great teacher.
Uh,
I drew for her retirement. She's a good
she's
lady.
a she's a great person. She's a great person.
Hmm.
And I guess sports has been it's in my blood. It's been been in my genes, passed down from my dad and my mom, uncles,
Hmm.
etc. So playing sports, has been in my family. I played baseball, softball, basketball, football, rugby, volleyball.
Nah,
Uh,
you're giving me material. You're giving me material.
Yeah,
Let me hear the other sports. I know about
hey,
softball and
hey,
baseball, but
I did one or two things now. One or two things.
okay.
I also
Talk
love
about it.
football.
I'm listening. I'm listening. So
I also love football.
give me the age or the grade the interest kicked in for the sport, and let
Uh,
me know your love for that sport. Did you find a love for that sport?
Softball was, I guess, grade 5 or 6
Okay.
thereabouts.
Okay.
Somewhere around there. When I was in primary school. At the time, that was the only thing I did was softball. I actually did volleyball as well in primary school. When I moved to SAC, did softball, did volleyball and basketball. And actually, I used to hate the basketball team
Which
because
coach? Who you had coaching you?
Reggie Forbes.
Okay.
Time is you rebound the ball, pass it out. Mark Roberts, Peter Brown, they ready up the court scoring.
Hmm.
Okay, so next thing you know, they coming back down. I played volleyball. Jason Saunders and Charles Beneby were the coaches there.
Okay.
Played Little League baseball with Spotless Cleaners and Heinekens and Burnets. As I got older, I played basketball with Randy McTaggart, Randy Cunningham, volleyball with the Pepsi Strikers, night league volleyball. Played football with one of the best teams the Bahamas has ever seen. That's the Pros Football Club.
Okay.
I played rugby with Bailu for a stint. I've always been active in
Hmm.
playing sports, and various parts of my life. Obviously, some things took precedent, some sports took precedent, but I've always been around sports.
That's good, man, and that's major to hear. It sounds like you have a well-rounded experience when it comes to it, from team sports to individual. So, how did that assist with your collegiate pursuits? Were you just instantly given scholarships, or what happened after graduation from SAC?
From SAC, I went to St. Augustine University in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Okay,
Play football. Played baseball there.
you could have probably
They didn't
played
have
football if you want to.
they didn't have a football they didn't have a football team at the time.
Oh,
They
okay, okay,
decided to get football return shortly after I left.
okay,
So played baseball there for several years, and the Bahamas has a history of quite a number of players and pretty good players that went to St. Aug, played baseball there.
okay.
So that was my collegiate career was just baseball.
And when you came back, did it stop for a while, or did you just never stop doing sports?
No, it didn't stop. I continued playing softball, continued playing baseball. As you know, baseball has been up and down.
Hmm.
I'm still playing softball with bankers and old timers.
Hmm.
At one point, I was in about 4 or 5 leagues at the same time. With bankers, wholesalers, night league, church league. Going from park to park, playing ball practically all day.
Hmm.
But as we get older, our bodies say another thing. Then you have family.
Well, don't jump to saying
So
that. You still got Sophia Cartwright fairing you. You know, she faired
yeah,
you when I talked about. I don't know. Yeah, you were listening to that episode when I
yeah,
asked
yeah,
her
yeah.
if she thought she could take you pitching and if she
She,
thinks she could
she,
strike you out. She spoke highly of you.
she, she no gas still in the tank now. Don't let the small taste fool you. Hey, hey, I still could match up with a lot of them now.
Mhm.
The tank ain't empty. It's just idling right now.
Sir, from all the sports you tell me you're still playing, I wouldn't even challenge you. I submit. I submit. Oh, hail ye.
I,
Hail you.
I see yourself. I see yourself.
But this is good because you're talking about, and we're gonna transition now into the coaching aspect. You're talking about
Right,
actually literally being a player who could, I think, connect with any one of our UB Mango's student athletes. And
right.
you're a collegiate player, so you understand the balance of grades with sports. But now you're in the coaching realm. When did that need or that niche to say, hey, I want to be a coach start for you?
Um, it started actually shortly after I returned home from college.
Hmm.
I actually coached baseball. Well, I coached at SAC with the softball team there. And I also coached baseball at Freedom Farm for a while as one of the assistant coaches there. And I was there for a few years. And I think just as I think when I got married or just before the career started, I know they wanted me to take on, more a senior role, get more involved. But at that time, I really didn't have the time to be committed because at least committed to that extent. Because when you take on leadership positions, it's more than just practice. It's more than just the game. I mean, you have to find time for those. But then it's also relationships. You have to spend time with your players. And then with that relationship, there comes responsibility, because sometimes the family lean on you as well. So I didn't have the time to commit the way that I would have liked to. So I got out for a few years. And then, I guess about 9 years ago, a high school buddy called me. Said they're starting softball at JBLN. And he wants me to help with the softball program there. So I said, not a problem. So I went back coaching.
Okay.
I went to JBLN, and I've been there since.
Okay.
Been loving it, man, and I thoroughly enjoy it. And I get to spend a lot of time with a lot of the young people that's logged on or logged into this chat, and some of the younger minds. Players who are 10, 11, 12, and not only at JBLN. I also interact with the players at Freedom Farm and even some of the players in Grand Bahama. So I try my best to stay relevant, and every time I'm asked or selected to represent a national team at any level, I try my best to look nationally. Not just New Providence, or if it's a 19U team, not just JBLN. We must look to spread the wings to bring on the best talent that we have in this country.
And it's fitting that you say that. It's really fitting that you said that. That was going to be my next question. So you were selected to be one of the coaches to go with our women's team to Canada, and had the pleasure of having our assistant coach, Miss Russell, and also you had Miss Cartwright traveling with you. Speak about that experience. And I've been cracking jokes about her getting strike out by her idol or her role model. But speak about that experience, and also speak about, maybe what you did to encourage her after that moment, if it was needed.
With regards to that experience, it certainly was an experience. I mean, a week or so leading up to that, we didn't know if we were going to travel. So there was a lot of up and down, a lot of emotional aspect with respect to that team, even as it related to changes in the leadership of the team and the coaches and the managers, etc. So it was a lot of up and down. Funding was an issue, so a lot of things kind of came together last minute, so to speak. Regarding that team, having been to international tournaments before, I told the ladies, you're gonna see a lot of pitches that you've never seen. You're gonna see speeds, a fastball that's faster than you usually see.
Alcott speed, as Sophie said. They pitching like Alcott.
And you will see speed on the bases that you hardly ever see. And so much so that we were in a huddle one day at practice, and I dropped a ball 3-4 feet away from me. I said, if the ball is that close, the runner is gone. So the game is much faster. So going into that tournament, we knew backs were totally against the wall. But let's make the best of it while you're here and get the experience that's needed. Coming out of that tournament, Smith, who is the manager for Canada, Carlos Caro, who is the manager for Mexico, both of them said that they would like to come to the Bahamas to assist us with our program. Obviously, everything would have been done after Olympics, but that's pretty much on hold now. So We'll see how it goes forward.
I hope it still comes forward.
But we do have a lot of support in the softball community, where persons want to come down and help. And moving forward, we will see some of that coming forward. And it starts with the development of the program. That's a whole nother show in and of itself. We're taking a bit too long to develop our players. I'm happy to see him starting younger now, getting in the system, starting younger. But the bottom line, when you look at international play, you are only going to be as good as who you play against. So internationally, we only play ourselves. We need to start taking it a bit further. Even if we go to small tournaments, say in South Florida, start keeping teams together, playing longer, playing together, moving around in tournaments to play. That would eventually improve the game.
I want to put a pin right there. This is a lingering concern I feel on a lot of these interviews, especially from
Right.
coaches. The position of sports in this country is one that I believe has been articulated as not really supported. And one thing I was always concerned with as I played softball in high school is why am I playing softball if they're giving out baseball scholarships in
Right.
college, you know? So speak about what do you believe in your expertise and experience can be done within the system to better assist not only women's softball, but maybe even one day for the University of the Bahamas, a male baseball team. And I
Yeah.
definitely, that's a question I got from Devontae Dean, who's on our soccer
Yeah.
team. He
Right.
loves baseball. So
Yeah.
speak about that.
With respect to baseball, there are plans to have a baseball team at UB.
Okay.
But first and foremost, we're actually waiting for the stadium to be completed.
Okay.
So that's a major aspect of UB baseball. Once that's completed, then things will move into play much faster. With respect to sports in the country in general, I think we need a reset button on a lot of things. I was having a conversation with somebody not long ago. Even when you look at sports, for instance, you're talking about softball. Private schools play softball in what, October, November. Government schools play softball April, May, thereabouts. Same sport, but they play in different seasons, and very rarely do they play against each other than a tournament here and there, here or there. So, from the high school standpoint, I think they need to start aligning all of the sports
Ah,
where we have everybody playing the same sport at the same time. That way, you can actually have true competition, true national events. There are only a handful of them that they're doing the same sport at the same time, but across the board, it's not happening.
could we, if I may ask, can we take that a step further? Why, if especially at the University of the Bahamas, we have so much traveling and exposure. Why can't our high schoolers get accustomed to that lifestyle and have to fly over, let's say, this weekend to play against the Grand Bahamian team, or fly out to Abaco to play against the Abaco team, and those players get used to what is going to be our future, right? Of traveling on the weekend to play and represent your island and your school. Do you see that as a reality for the Bahamas?
I mean, that's an easy reality, to be honest with you. From a league standpoint, we do it all the time for baseball and softball. It's JBL and Freedom Farm, where you're traveling to Grand Bahama, or traveling to Andros, Ilufa, or wherever, to play games, play sport. From the high school standpoint, there again, it's a reality, but when you have two governing bodies, GS or the GSSA and BAISS, you have two different masters, so to speak. So I think everything needs to come in line to help with that. And obviously, funding is always a
Always,
big,
yeah.
yeah,
So we talked about that aspect of it, of what they can do now with the current system, but we
right,
know that you're at the university and you're recruiting.
right,
And I definitely feel, I mean, my heart goes out to every one of the coaches because if you find talent, you're competing against an international school. What
yeah.
strategies, or not even strategies, what do you do as a coach as it pertains to finding new talent within our islands and bringing it home to the UB Mangoes program?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, you speak to players. Let them know that, hey, we have a spot for you. If you're interested in UB, you're home. Don't have to worry about travel. Don't have to worry about school fees, etc. So we try to make it as enticing as we can for them. But obviously, for the most part, it's something new for a lot of people. Those who have always wanted to go off to school, whether it be U.S., Canada, wherever it may be.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a double-edged sword. For me, it's a double-edged sword teaching young people, and then on one end, you have high school coaches from the States coming in and grabbing them even before we get a chance at UB to even try and keep them here. And then on the other end, you have those players who can play at UB, but who, for whatever reason, they decide to go abroad to play. Some of them told me before they would love to stay, but their major is not at UB. So because of that, they will go over.
So not the brain drain ones, right? What about the ones who are playing in the current league, who have the talent? And I meet them when I'm at the field, right? And I tell them,
Right.
I know you talented, but it's like we offering you scholarship, education, and playing, right? And all you want to do is play on a team to win. Like, but you have this whole opportunity of education.
Yeah, yeah.
What about that conversion? Do you find it easy for young talent or old even talent to
Yeah.
understand the government is allowing you to get a free education?
Yeah, that's a challenge as well. Actually, I've been working on a few people about the same thing, who have the talent and who can definitely help the team. But for some reason, a lot of them, they just
Mm-hmm.
they want that win, they want that victory on a championship team that I call an already built championship team, rather than coming and help build a team. But
Yeah,
like Mama used to say, you could take a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
that's
But
true.
and the thing about it, I want to encourage people to take take up this take up this opportunity while they can, because believe it or not, in a few years, UB is going to be affiliated with U.S. forces, U.S. conferences.
Mm-hmm.
We will start traveling to play games, and hopefully those teams will come over as well.
Right.
And what's going to happen? UB also with the dorms, that's going to come on stream
Oh,
in a
that's
few
gonna change the
years.
game. That's gonna change the game.
Quite honestly, I've already been contacted by coaches who want to put it out in their contacts for players to come play here at UB.
Mm.
So in a few years, when the stars are aligned, we will be bringing players to attend UB and play UB softball.
That's good, man. I want to touch an aspect, and this is only fans know this, right? Like Sophie, of course, too. But
Mm-hmm.
you have brought this new element of marrying your team to energy. I mean, if I could be frank with it, you bring a boom box to the game. Like, if anybody ever see the softball team warm up, you hear them just bouncing amigos and stuff. They throwing the ball. Hey, what? How was that possible? How did we go from couldn't win a game, can't make the playoffs, now making the playoffs and having energy? Please let the people know what the great coach Shane Albury brought to the table.
Um, you need energy to play ball. You
Mm-hmm.
certainly do. I have music from my youth team at JBLM. DQ Distributors, I got to give them a shout out. Defending
Okay, okay,
champions, by the way, I got to give them a shout out. Give them a shout out.
okay, okay.
But you have to stay loose, right? Music, that's what they call the universal language. So we have the music on. You're getting loose. You're taking the pressures off. You're getting involved,
Man, coach, you
right?
being too easy. They just be dancing, they just be popping out there.
Get loose, bro. Get loose. Get off. Let them do their thing,
Ah, man.
and it takes over into the game, because like I tell people, you cannot play the game tense. You
Mhm.
play the game tense, you're gonna see it when you throw, you will see it when you feel, and you will see it when you swing. So in every aspect of the game, if
Mhm.
your body is tense, you will see it. Your throw is going to go short or go high. Your swing, your arms are going to be in. If you're short, if your ten's trying to feel the ball, your arms are going to be short. So I add music to give us a little bit more energy. And I always talk about EAT. So few will tell you about EAT: effort, attitude, teamwork. Bring those three things to the game, and win or lose, we're gonna be champions.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is my final question, and we
Win or
want to open
lose.
up. We want to open up the floor. You have the question section, ask questions, or you can just ask it there, and we can scroll and ask Coach Shane or any of them. And we want to use this as a recruitment exercise as well, right? So we let a lot of high schoolers know, hey, we're in the quarantine, but they could have come on to this and actually chat directly to our head coach. So you have talked about some of the visions, but where do you, with the coming of the domes and the building of the field, where do you see your team in the next 5 years?
100% international. 100%.
Can you break that down for people?
I'm,
I don't think
I'm,
people understand the depth of that.
yeah. In 5 years, you'll be a full-fledged softball team where we'll be traveling to play games, traveling to play tournaments, and likewise, hopefully hosting tournaments, bringing in teams on a regular schedule to play. So we'll be.
Not to rush it. So you
Go
won't
ahead.
be a part of the local leagues because you'll be international, right?
Exactly.
And I want to stress that point because not much players in our national leagues understand that when we go to NAIA and we go abroad, our players won't be playing against you no more.
No,
So
no, they will
I
be
want to.
strictly playing NAIA, and none of my members will be playing in night league anymore. And quite honestly, as we go down the line, expect to see foreign players in the system as well. So
Continue.
we're building toward that, most certainly. We are
Mm.
building toward that. Have some recruits in the system to enter in the fall. If all of those come on stream, expect to see a new team, a totally new team, younger, faster, in every aspect, in all facets of the game. Pitching will be stronger. We have some good bats. We have speed, defense, some versatile players from the Providence and Grand Bahama, by the way.
And that's good. I mean, for OUR team, we got a few cameras this year. We got a new videographer, so we're looking to live stream softball games for the first time. And it's going to be hard because we actually got to put the cameras on top of the dugouts to
Right.
really get some good shots. But it's a challenge I'm stepping up to because I want that footage, man. I'm tired of that through the gate kind of footage where you can't actually
Yeah.
see the full field. So I want to do my part in giving your team and yourself a better look at the game.
I'm
Um,
sure
so
you'll
we're
work it out.
so we're waiting on questions, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't see any questions here yet. Um, and we don't want to rush the brush. We have a wealth of experience. If you go back to the earlier parts of this video, if I could just be short with it, the man from SAC, the end, the end. I killed it.
Say less,
National
buddy. Say.
national average just went up. National average just went up. Um, but we're waiting on questions anybody may have. I'm scrolling through just to make sure I didn't miss anybody. I want to say shout out to majority of the softball team who's here, and that's a major key for leadership, right? All I'm seeing in here is eat, 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 boy, eat. Shout out to Sean,
That's my girls,
assistant
man.
director. A lot of eats in here. Let me read some of the comments. Exposure is important, and that we can really propel our players to think outside the box and reach higher heights. We got a lot of good comments there. It's doable because Mr. Harry Colley, God rest his soul, used to
Hey,
take
Fly, my good fraternity brother.
the yo. Oh, the young. Okay. Talking about the young men from Mount Carmel. They used to go from island to island to play.
Yeah.
So we're having
Yeah.
comments saying that it's happening already. People are traveling. The competition is spreading. So that's all good.
Yeah. Like I said, that's
Come
happening
on.
on
I
a
see. I
micro
see. We got
scale.
team captain in here. All right. Please explain eat. Like one more time. Explain eat. I had to get used to eat. What is eat and why is eat so important, man?
Effort, attitude, teamwork. That's what EAT stands for. EAT. Effort, attitude, teamwork. So that's what my girls bring to the ballpark.
What? Okay, because every time y'all say that I bite my chicken, I definitely didn't know that was the purpose of it. So when do we get those? We have a player asking, when do we get those gases again? Somebody's asking you. When is the gas coming back?
Right? Trust me, she don't want them, but in the fullness of time, it coming. Once we get the all clear, or we able to resume the new normal, we'll get back on the field. You see some of them say they miss
Okay,
practice.
I'll ask a key question. I'll ask a key question, and let's segue straight into the fun part of the show, right? You said that your softball girls may be more fit than the volleyball team. And of course, we had Coach CC at the time who heard that comment, and she was like, my girls working out on Zoom every day. What are the softball team, or what are your players doing to stay fit during this COVID-19 time in preparation for let's say the season was to open? What are they doing to stay fit?
We have our Zoom conditioning classes going on as well. Some of them are some of them actually combined with the volleyball team.
Oh.
So we have
are you basing this on the fact that you've seen some of the volleyball cameras clock out before your softball?
No, not at all. But actually, the comment I was referring to was actually my softball team actually beating the volleyball team in volleyball.
Oh, ho ho!
See, if you probably missed my message earlier today. I'd say send your best six. Hey,
my goodness!
Hey, but even on the fit. Hey,
but
even on the fitness side, volleyball can send their best six, and we can match them.
So I think this is a fun. I think if we don't even get to start the season in the fall, this is something to look forward to. A fitness competition, because we had one of the athletic trainers comment and advise me who she believes is more fit. But I would love to see, and of course it's going to take a lot of promotion and permissions, but I think that's a joy to see maybe the volleyball team play softball against you guys. Don't even try it.
No.
Well,
we could have some fun with them in volleyball. I wouldn't put them on the softball unless we're using a wiffle ball. I don't know.
So a fundraiser maybe, intramural fundraiser, volleyball girls versus softball girls. Maybe we invite some of the alumni on to maybe help you all out.
Oh, help them out.
Why are you so confident that your softball team can beat the volleyball team? I must don't reveal a secret, but I must understand it.
We ain't got nothing to lose. I'm playing that sport.
Okay.
I'm playing that sport, and I have some athletes on my team who can play volleyball as well.
I hope that Sophie Cartwright is not your secret weapon. That's all I'm hoping.
No, Sophie's not the secret weapon, but Sophie can hold her own.
Oh my goodness. All right, so I see some. Let me make sure I didn't miss a question. We don't want y'all getting hurt on the court either. Oh, they're saying they don't want y'all to get hurt playing volleyball. We have some comments. Volleyball team don't want no smoke.
They want this.
Somebody is not in college. They're spelling period with a T at the end. It's crazy.
No. That's the exclamation, man. Period. You gotta pronounce that. Hey? Lisa, I got you. Lisa, I got you.
We have some volleyball players saying everybody think they can play volleyball. Coach CC has logged in. She came out of nowhere. This is crazy. Are the coaches allowed to play as well? That's a key question in this game, sir. Will Coach Raymond step on the court? If Coach Raymond steps on the court, I think I might have to bet on volleyball.
I got Victor on my side too, you know.
We throwing in the but then they got CC though. But they got CC though.
That's all right.
Victor got a bad left and right knee.
And a bad head, so we all right.
Shout out to Victor, man. Victor, multifaceted. Son of Miss Moss from Sock Time. Miss Moss is killing you, right? So shout out to Victor, man. Shout out to Victor. But that was just some fun, ladies and gentlemen. We're at the almost end of this show. We're waiting on questions, but I got a few comments in the comment section saying, "Man, they ain't got no questions for you, coach. They feel it's all
They
good." So
they ready for practice.
so let any viewers who are watching or who will watch this, because this will be on the page, what do you need? Any young lady out there, maybe she's in grade 8, 9, 10, and she's looking to come into this program. What would you suggest is best if they're looking to get recruited by the UB Mingos program?
Um, well, I look for several things. Obviously, you need grades. That's the first thing. They say we say student athlete. That's the first thing we start with. On top of that, I look for character. You want persons with good character in your program because I look at you away from the softball field as well, away from the park. You know, what you're doing when you're home or when you're out with your friends. You know, we check your Facebook and your Instagram and your
Oh,
Snap
yeah,
and all.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
that's the
check to
first thing.
see.
Ladies, say underline that part right now. As the person who does some of the checking, y'all
Yeah,
please clean
so
up your social media. Y'all ain't hiding
yeah,
nothing.
you
Like
know, and then
I had to tell Sunshine and your captain that they ain't add the Mango's page box. So it's like, well, y'all can't see what I doing. I was like, I literally have 20 clients. One of my clients, Joy, y'all don't know. I can see all pages.
yeah, and then obviously on the I look for athletes. I don't look for someone to play first base or someone to play shortstop. I look to put people in multiple positions. So I look for athletes. Obviously, pitcher is one position. If you only could pitch and you got some good stuff, that's a different story. We could always have a DH for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I look for people who I can put in different spots, multiple positions. And everybody don't have all of the tools. You may only have some,
Mm-hmm.
right? Some only have certain tools, some have one or two. But a lot of times, and like I've told my Mingos, your attitude is important
Mm-hmm.
because I've had players where they're not the most talented player, but they have the spirit and the energy that when they're actually on that field, they'll run through the fence, they'll run through a wall for you. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you need that on your team, even if they're just to give a spark. So, I had a conversation with a young lady today. Someone is always watching. You never know when people are looking at you.
Mm-hmm.
So do what you can and give your best all the time. Because sometimes your attitude can get you a scholarship even before your athletic ability kick into play. So we're always looking for talent. I'm looking at younger players now in the ninth, 10th grade, etc., to bring them on. I've spoken with a few people today. These are a little older, 11th graders actually, to hopefully get them to stay home and play softball for UB Mingos. So I'm looking forward to see what happens. Hey, Tyler,
Mm-hmm.
it's another one of my young players there. Looking forward to see where we can take this program in several years. And I think last year was a good footing that we started on. The first time that the UB Mingos softball team made it to the playoffs. Um, and I remember years ago because the team played and then they dropped out for a while and we brought it back last year. Years ago the team never won a game. So I was happy to do some prodding to keep or to bring a few players
Hey,
over
I was
to play,
happy, bro. I was happy that we
right?
winning, bro. Like
Yeah,
winning is key. I was just happy, period.
yeah,
Because we
yeah,
period. Period. Anyway, I
yeah.
happy that we is winning. You mentioned something. I want to go back to it. I saw we didn't have one pitcher this year, and that's something I saw you change immediately. We had sorry I forgot her name, but Chelsea, is it Chelsea? No, I jumped to it was number
Charity,
3A. But she was our pitcher.
charity.
All right, we're connecting, we're connecting.
I can hear
We
you.
connect. All right,
I can hear you.
all right, we connected.
Yeah,
Yeah. So we had a pitcher for about 2 years who's consistently pitching, right? But the first thing I saw you did was we had about 4 pitchers starting off the
yeah.
season. Was that intentional?
No, certainly. you need pitchers in your arsenal, even if it's pitching by committee. And the game, it starts with your pitching. You gotta have a good pitcher, you gotta have a good catcher. We work around everything else, and we have a number of pitchers and a number of catchers, and all who can hold their own. Pitching is something we continue to build on, and it's key. So that's something you will always hear me talk about is pitching. Once we get the pitching under wraps, your program will only continue to grow from there. But that's certainly by design.
Great. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you have it. This is Coach Shane Albury. This is his off season. This is the hard-working coach. You can check out his social media feed. It will be in the comment section underneath this video on the timeline. Any final words you want to give to us, Coach Shane, before we log off?
Continue to be safe. UB Mingo softball. We're going to get together really soon. Continue to bring your effort. Continue to bring that energy. Persons who are interested in playing softball for UB Mingos, hit me up. We'll take a look at you to see how best you can fit into our program. But like I said, we're always looking for talent, always looking for players.
Thank you so much. This has been off season, and remember, everybody, go Mingos.